Somewhere beyond the recesses of time and space, two podcasters are set adrift in a machine, picking up transmissions of movies that are forgotten but not gone.
Welcome to Movie Memory Machine 5-4, the series where we bring you 5 films thematically related to the movie we are covering this week. And this week we are covering Playmobil: the movie. Woo! I am your host, Landon Solano, joined always by Truman Cabs. Truman, it's good to see you.
Landon, it's good to be seen. Being seen by you reminds me of my cooking, the thing that I've recently become completely obsessed with and that gives me all of my meaning and purpose in life. Boy, I love cooking.
Okay, good for you.
I'm sorry, I'm assuming listeners have seen the Playmobil movie and remember the inspiring moment where Del learns at the end of the movie that he's always loved cooking.
Truman, I've seen the Playmobil movie and I forgot that.
Man, it's like, I don't know what's wrong with you, Landon. What's wrong with your ability to process emotion? I hope that any of these other movies you're about to show me have the same level of emotional resonance and impact that Del's cooking plotline had.
Yeah, I do feel neglectful that I didn't pick any cooking movies for this. Let me go back to the drawing board and add Julia and Julia here.
Put Phantom Thread in there, you know?
All right. Shall we get on to our first film that you can watch if you don't want to watch Playmobil the movie, or if you have watched it and want to watch more of it?
Yeah. If you watch Playmobil movie and we're like, oh, if only it was longer. Where's the sequels? Yeah, show me. What do you got?
First film shouldn't be any surprise to you or our listeners.
Oh, the Lego movie. Oh my god, man. As discussed on the episode, I somehow had not seen this 11-year-old masterpiece until I was prepping to do this movie. And wow. Look, this is what I'll say about the Lego movie, which obviously is quite good. I've never seen a movie that gets 40 minutes in and then gets better. I've seen lots of movies that remain good after that point, but to hit the murky waters of the second act and just be like, yo, here's Will Arnett doing Batman. Enjoy a whole new set of hilarious jokes.
Yeah. And you already have, I don't know, Liam Neeson in this, when I rewatched it for the episode, really got my goose. He made me laugh so hard playing the two-faced good cop, bad cop character.
I wasn't prepared for also just what a technical achievement this was and how much, as someone who both played with a lot of Legos and then also watched a lot of stop-motion Lego videos on YouTube as a younger person, the extent to which this feels like just the most insane hour-and-a-half long stop-motion Lego movie made by an insane 12-year-old is really it's such an achievement.
I have one more thing to say about it, but I just want to point out here in this still frame we're looking at Chris Pratt's main character here, and he's running away from an explosion. He's in the foreground. Just look at his hair real quick. Now, this is all digitally animated. This is not stop motion. It's meant to kind of mimic stop motion, but this is all computer generated. And yet, the attention to detail of just putting that little plastic crease along the front of his hair as if it was manufactured and come off of an assembly line.
Yeah.
I don't think that... wait. Sorry, I'm questioning assembly lines now. The manufacturing process, assembly lines are, I guess it's an assembly line of sorts.
Yeah, I mean it's just like machines all doing it, but I'm sure it's just a conveyor belt pressing all this stuff.
Right. But anyway, that level of detail, they didn't need to put that plastic line showing that it's an imperfection in the cutting process, but they did.
I noticed the same thing in the scenes with Alison Brie's character, Unikitty or whatever, who's just built out of a collection of actual blocks. Yeah. In some of the scenes where she turns, and based on how the lighting is, you can see just the faint grease of a thumbprint on the side of one of the bricks. They rendered that, and that makes me feel so much like I am in the world of the movie, and it's something you barely even notice. That's the level of attention to detail and care this movie takes.
Yeah, I don't want to spend unduly long on this, but I didn't mention it in the main episode. I want to mention it just for my own edification here. This is a fantastic movie. It's made with love and dedication to childhood and the toy line itself. There is just like a slight for me for any of these like big commercial movies built on toy lines whose intentions are to sell toys beyond the movie. Like I feel that way about Barbie, which is like a great movie, and you know Greta Gerwig is one of the most fantastic voices we have in cinema right now. But there's just like, but it's a toy line.
Yeah, but I mean, everything's a money-making endeavor. I mean, I'm not saying it's like good and cool. I'm also just saying I choose to be happy that
That's
the
fair.
thing. The thing that I choose to be happy. Period. I think that's the territory I'm staking out.
I haven't gotten past the cynical nature of the revelation that everything that was sold to me as a kid had such cynical, kind of motivations behind it. The G.I. Joes, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, all that stuff is like, we gotta sell these fuckers a toy line, build a cartoon off it. It really just makes my childhood feel flimsy.
Wow, I mean, yeah, you're... Are you gonna go join a fight club now, Landon? Are you gonna...
Maybe.
You're gonna go punch Edward Norton or something to solve all of these issues with consumerism?
In that movie, the person I am is the guy who sprays the hose on someone.
I mean, yeah. That's. I think in that movie, I'm one of the people in the buildings that gets blown up at the end. I'm just working late at the credit card company.
All right, sorry. I spent way too long on the Lego movie. Let's move on to the next film.
Okay, next movie. Go. Oh, The NeverEnding Story. I have not seen this movie because I don't have that kind of time.
What? Time? It's not that long.
It's a never-ending story,
God,
Landon. I've got stuff I'm trying to do in my life.
Oh, man, you got me good.
Keep listening, everybody. Movie Memory Machine Podcast. That's where the good singers come from.
Wait a minute. If you stepped away from the podcast for a second, that could have sounded like moaning.
Oh, yeah, this is true. You're doing weird callbacks to stuff that's not on this video. Okay, talk to me about The NeverEnding Story. I've seen a lot of GIFs of this movie, and I've read the back of the VHS box when I was a kid.
I love this movie so much. Wolfgang Petersen, our buddy from Poseidon last season.
He's not our friend anymore after how we treated Poseidon.
This is a movie that's indelible to my childhood and my imagination, and I would even say affects still how I want to approach creative writing and creating worlds and stuff. As an adult, there's lots of faults in this movie, but the connection, I think, to the Playmobil movie, Playmobil, the movie, is...
Of course.
Like, you've got a character at the beginning who, in this particular film, he's from a broken home, no one's listening to him, he's got bullies after him, and he's just really isolated and alone in the world, and finds a way into this fantasy land in which he can find his identity and some sense of control in the world. I mean, the Playmobil movie plays with that structure without the themes, really, but this is the good version of that that setup.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, and I did read Lino DeSalvo saying that he went back and watched a lot of 80s kids movies to like try and find inspiration for this. So I can see the Playmobil movie being kind of a weak assembly line copy of this.
Yeah. Plus, this movie has incredible practical effects, model work. It has tears. It has laughs. It has some of the scariest shit you'll ever see in your life. Like, this spans the entire human experience, I feel like.
Okay, well, you know what? Now that I've got my hopes astronomically high, I will keep that in mind when I seek out The NeverEnding Story. I'm sure it will live up to them.
All right, well, speaking of living up to something, let's move on to our next film.
Oh, The Wizard of Oz. Okay, yeah. I've heard that this movie is somewhat famous.
Is this still the most famous movie, though? I'd be curious about that.
At this point, Jurassic Park is probably the most famous movie, I think. It went Wizard of Oz, Jurassic Park, Star Wars in the mix, too. I don't know. Look, I watched this movie when I was a kid, and it, I think, really just didn't make much of an impact on me.
Whoa, interesting.
I don't know, man. It's not my shit. I don't know.
I'm not
in a
criticizing, I'm
fantasy
just
world.
curious.
Oh, I'm a lion.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just not. It's not for me. It's nothing
Okay,
against
that's
it.
fine. Yeah, no, I'm not holding that against you. It's just it's an interesting take I haven't heard before.
Yeah, no, but talk to me about your experience. Maybe I'll rewatch it.
Well, no, I mean the connective tissue again, just like NeverEnding Story. You've got the bookends of the real world and her entering a fantasy land and assuming a character and trying to find her way back home. You've got an assembly of mismatched characters trying to, I guess not free anyone, but the Playmobil movie could have benefited from the Wicked Witch over Maximus as much as I like Maximus, but like give me an actual antagonist that. At no point in Playmobil the movie do Marla and Charlie have to go up against the antagonist.
No, they really don't. The antagonist is just kind of a shitty middle manager in the evil plan.
Yeah. But yeah, this is just a classic. I don't need to really describe it.
I think its influence has been widely felt, but no, I mean, I guess that's a good point. He really just did go right back to the drawing board of like, you're in a normal world that looks one kind of way, and then most of the movie takes place in a fantasy world that looks dramatically different.
Yeah. Yep. Wizard of Oz. That's that one. Shall we move on to the next?
You should move on to the next.
All right. This is controversial. I realize. What's it going to be?
Playmobil movie? What? Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Controversial, like not for any good reasons, but sure, yeah, okay. I mean, why? Why this movie? What does this have to do with the Playmobil movie? What the fuck are you talking about?
Why this movie? Yeah, well, okay. I'm gonna describe something. You tell me if I'm talking about the Playmobil movie or if I'm talking about Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Okay.
Imprisoned characters need to be freed by a collection of mismatched characters in order to return to some sense of control and normalcy in their lives.
Okay, he falls apart a little bit at the end there.
I didn't think that through. I didn't think
you did. Okay, I mean, I can't. That's fair. That's fair. Here's another connection I have. Closely tied to a very lucrative merchandising operation.
Yes. I picked this one mostly because of you've got Dell's Bell and all of them, kind of barreling through things. It's more the momentum of both are very similar.
Yeah, I guess this is a very propulsive movie.
Yeah, you stop and talk to merchants, or you stop and talk to people to get more information to get further on your journey. It's always given to you by some new colorful character.
Yeah.
You're never returning back to the same places. It's always kind of on to the next, onto the next, onto the next.
Yeah, I guess the whole casino sequence in this movie in particular has the kind of like madcap farce energy of some of the more interesting moments of the Playmobil movie. I want to also go on the record. I really like The Last Jedi. I think this is the best of the new Star Wars movies.
I thought we were going to get through this without igniting the message boards. I mean, I think it's even been stated before that you and I agree that this movie rules, and people hate this movie.
Yeah, well, yeah, and you know what? The most important thing is that I absolutely am not interested in hearing why other people didn't like the movie. They're welcome to their own opinions about it. They're not welcome to engage in basically acts of terrorism over it. But I don't know. This movie's good. Maybe the people who hate this movie will like the Playmobil movie. I don't know. Go watch it.
Maybe. Yeah. Hey, you know what? They're connected now, and you can go make that choice for yourself.
Connected, just like Playmobil figurines can't, because they don't lock together like Legos, the superior toy.
Full discretion, I have not seen our last film.
Okay, full disclosure, but go on. Oh, Jumanji! Okay, well, hey, I did see almost all of this movie on a plane.
Okay. I was just going to ask if it was on an airplane.
Yeah, well, look, the experience of watching this movie on a flight that was otherwise somewhat unpleasant, this movie really knocked my socks off. I had a blast. I am a fan of the original Jumanji, hashtag only 90s kids, but I thought very well written, very kind of like true to the culture of like both board games and also and like video gaming, like just the concept of games as a concept, like rules and having to physically play out a game.
Okay.
And yeah, just like very, very self-aware in a fun way. Great performances by everyone involved.
Yeah.
What I didn't like watching it on a plane back from Mexico is that right in the climactic third act sequence, my video screen transitioned to a shot of a Customs and Border Protection agent reading on video, like, when you're returning to the United States, here's what you can do to prepare to pass through customs. And I'm like, I wanted to find out how they escaped the jungle, Mr. Customs Agent.
But I chose this. Yeah, I chose this one just because you have real world people inhabiting the bodies within another world and trying to have an adventure.
Yeah. Look, folks. If you're trying to decide between watching Playmobil: the movie or Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, choose Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. I think that this and the Lego Movie would be a good double feature of movies that are, on the one hand, yes, they are kind of creatures of marketing and studio machinations, but that really succeed within those parameters, which you love, and kind of like they find ways to be very original and very fresh with the material they've been given.
Yeah.
Well, look, an excellent suggestion, and also always refreshing to get a movie that I've seen and you haven't. How does it feel to have the tables turned?
I like it because you've convinced me to watch it. I think this would have been a perfect pizza movie back in the day when I ate pizza, and one that I would have watched all the way through, writhing on the couch in pain from having eaten the entire pizza.
Look, I watched this entire thing eating some second-rate airplane peanuts. I don't even think they gave me a drink, and writhing in pain because the kid behind me was kicking my seat, and I still loved it. So it really holds up. Imagine how nice it will be to watch it experiencing no pain whatsoever on an actual television.
Well, that is the 544 Playmobil: the movie. Until the next movie, for Truman Caps, I have been Landon Solano.
And for Landon Solano, I've been Truman Caps. And remember, believe in yourself.
Movie Memory Machine is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/gruntworkpod to keep the machine running. Theme song by Porky's Groove Machine. Rate us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. For more information on today's show, visit moviememorymachine.com.